All right, guys, it's time for the lightning round. We are right there at the end. This is the final full video of draft prospect analysis. The four guys the Seahawks had in for top 30 visits that I didn't talk about in my initial round of evaluations. And the reason why we're going to go so quick is largely because I don't have a lot to say about these guys. All four of the guys in this video projected to go undrafted, projected to be UDFAs. Very few big boards have them getting drafted at all. A lot of big boards don't even have them listed. So it's hard to find that much to say. They're players who can move their arms and legs in a way that generally matches what football players are supposed to do. They may offer one or two positive traits, but there isn't a heck of a lot there. So we're just going to get through them. I'll give you what I can. I'll work with whatever little information I've been able to dig up on these guys. And then we will be fully ready for the 2023 NFL draft as Seahawks fans. Robert Cooper of Florida State, 6'2", 307 pounds. His playing weight, though, was like 335, so I don't know what happened there. He just went to his pro day and lost a ton of weight. I don't know what the heck's going on there. But he basically played nose tackle for Florida State. Arms are too short to really be a nose tackle in the NFL. CBS actually has him getting drafted, but the aggregate has him going in the mid-300s. Saw his playing time get reduced significantly in 2022, which you don't like as well. He had 19 tackles in 13 games after having 39 tackles, 4.5 for loss in 12 the year before. Now, he is able to hold up against the run. He does have a decent bull rush, and he is somebody who can actually shed blockers and make a play on the ball carrier, which he proved in 2021. Uses his hands well, good in leverage. He's going to win leverage because he's short. Moves better than you would expect a guy of his size. He doesn't have any real pass rush moves, though. I mean, he is exactly what you would kind of expect from a UDFA nose tackle. Maybe he's slimming down because he's trying to get to a point where he can be a gap penetrator, somebody who blows through the line and makes plays, but he gets so behind at the snap. He's got a slow burst, slow get off. So this one's kind of tough. I think he's a nose tackle, but he doesn't have the size or length to pull it off. So maybe he's trying to slim down so he can be like a 3 tech or something, or maybe a 1 tech. I don't know what's going on here with Robert Cooper. We probably had him in for a visit because we didn't know either, but I certainly wouldn't spend a pick on him. There's nothing here that tells me he's worth even the 7th rounder. Pure UDFA, some upside as a depth piece. I mean, we need help at the nose tackle position for sure, but something tells me this guy is aware of the fact that a guy with 31-inch arms is not going to cut it as an NFL nose tackle and is trying to find another way to get a team to potentially bite on him. So, confusing evaluation here. Okay, Drake Thomas is next. North Carolina State, 6 feet tall, 228 pounds, 29 and an eighth inch arms, 9 and 3/4 inch hands. Tested decently at his pro day, but it's pro day number, so who the heck knows? 4.740 is respectable, I guess. CBS has him getting drafted. The aggregate has him just barely in the area of getting drafted at the back end of the 7th. 25 games, 200 tackles the last 2 years. Ton of stuff for a loss, including 13.5 sacks. So this guy's making tons of plays in the backfield. So there is some appeal here. He also had 3 interceptions in 2021. He's really good at working through blockers. He's somebody who can work his way through traffic and making the play. He's got solid coverage abilities. He understands zone coverage well. Good understanding of how to sit in zones and make plays on the ball. Goes sideline to sideline. Overall, I think he's really good against the run. I mean, all these plays in the backfield do not lie. I think that does tell a little bit of a positive story about Drake Thomas, but he's not strong enough to really hold up against blockers when he gets to the NFL level. I think he's going to get pushed out of the play very easily. I think if a blocker squares him up, it's GG. And while he is good in zone coverage, man coverage is going to be a problem for him because he's not fast enough. So I'm not really seeing the 3-4 fit here necessarily. Maybe he's going to convert to strong safety. I don't know. Maybe he's going to be like an oversized strong safety in the Fangio defense. But, I mean, we ask a lot of our safeties, so I don't really know about that. Maybe he's just a pure special teamer, somebody who we bring in to just be a gunner on special teams. But, I mean, I don't see any reason to draft him. UDFA. Give me him in UDFA, and it's fine. There is a little bit of stuff to like here, but I can't quite say even a 7th round value, really. Okay, now we have Calvin Avery of Illinois. This is another nose tackle. And Calvin Avery, part of that fighting Illinois team that was elite on defense last year, like number one in the country. 6'2", 345 pounds, 32.5-inch arms, so we're getting off to a better start here. He's bigger. 10.5-inch hands. I mean, he's slow. 5'3", 840, 184, 10-yard split. 30.5-inch vert, 8.5-inch broad is not bad for a guy of his size. 8-second 3-cone, 5-second 20-yard shuttle. 31 BP reps, so he cranked him out. I couldn't even find him on any big board except for the Draft Network. They had him in the 400s. The aggregate has him in the mid 300s. Little bit of production the last 2 years. Main season was 2022, 13 games, 23 tackles, 2 for loss, 1 pass defense, 1 forced fumble. So definitely somebody who sets the table for other players on the defense for Illinois, then actually goes out and makes plays himself. But you gotta say, he did his job pretty well, right? He's actually got a little bit of pass rush to him for a nose tackle. He can shed blocks and make plays in the backfield. Did a little bit of gap penetration. And by the way, Calvin Avery, as a member of Illinois, was going up against guys like John Michael Schmitz and Joe Tippmann. So he proved himself capable against elite centers. But these things come and go in flashes. Like, you'll see him make a good play in this game, and then you won't see him make another play for another whole game. And then the rest of the time, he's just kind of floating around out there. I mean, he doesn't put up any numbers. He averages like a tackle and a half a game. And he's missed some time in college due to injury as well. He only played 7 games in 2021. So, look, I could see a little bit of a future for him as a backup nose tackle who plays at most 10 snaps a game to spell somebody. UDFA targets fair. Maybe you could talk me into him in the 7th round because at that point it's whatever, but UDFA. Okay, last guy is Jerrick Reed, the second final late round top 30 visit we've had so far, or no round because he's not going to get drafted. New Mexico, I think they're the Lobos. Couldn't find his age. 5'10", 196 pounds, 31-inch arms, 9 and 3/8-inch hands. Good combine, though. Very respectable testing numbers. 4.4, 640, 154, 10-yard split, 38-inch vert. I mean, that's something you would typically see in a player who gets drafted. Nevertheless, I couldn't find him on a single major big board, and he's currently 352nd on the aggregate. So odds of getting drafted are very low, but the production's legit. Over his last 24 games, the last 2 seasons, he's given you about 180 tackles, 5.5 for loss, 2 picks, 17 passes defensed, and 2 forced fumbles. So real legitimate production, especially on the ball. He averages over a pass deflection, or right around a pass deflection and a half per game. Or, I'm sorry, I did that wrong here. He averages, I guess you would say, a pass deflection every game and a half. He's fast. He did well as a slot corner in college as well, so he is bringing that slot corner flexibility. He's got fast reaction times when he sits back in his zone and waits for the play to develop and then triggers on it. Willing to come up and run support, and he moves fluidly enough to handle man coverage. The issues with him, misses tackles, he's small, and that's going to cause him problems when he's facing bigger receivers and tight ends. Level of competition was really bad at New Mexico as well. But the versatility is nice. He's athletic. This makes sense to me as a 7th rounder. If you have to use the 7th rounder to make sure you get him, sure, do it. Jerrick Reed II could be our 7th round pick. I know it's a little bit unconventional, but I'll do that to make sure we get his services for sure. Okay, that's it. Those are all the draft prospect evaluations. Let me know what you guys think. Peace out. Go Hawks. More stuff coming soon.